had a discussion how like you really wanted to keep Veronica
at that time,
but it was
I
almost
really wasn't
like
sure. Yeah,
I remember we had a discussion. I remember we were at the bottom of the stairs and I was like, but you know, like obviously we were in different positions at that time. I could do whatever I wanted because I wasn't put in the same position as you, where someone used a power of veto on you and where I heard that you gave them your word, you would do whatever they said, but you were still like, no, I'm going to keep Veronica.
I don't know if I said I gave my word. I said I would love if you did, and I want to build a relationship with you moving forward, and that's what I talked to Erica
about. But again,
about.
I have nothing to do with Erica in this game.
Right, you're
like,
right.
I would put her up if I could, but she's better to keep as a target right now for some upcoming things coming.
I understand.
Like, or
just please,
she'd be out,
like,
but...
I want you to see it the way I see it, and I know it's hard, especially from all these perspectives. And I don't know who these multiple people are coming up to you saying I spearheaded this. It's not true.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say.
And it's just hard because, like, other than the fact of checking in with each other and being like, I feel solid with you, I feel solid with you, and then vice versa, we've never really talked about anything else other than putting out there that we feel good with each other.
But why would I put it out there and ask your advice and make you part of things that could potentially hurt me if I didn't feel solid with you guys?
Yeah, but like but you could go up to anyone and say, I feel really good with you, like, but everything's great.
But I don't, Kaela. I come up to you guys, and specifically you. Because like I've been saying from the beginning, it's individuals to me, both of you guys. I know people lump you together, and even in this whatever conspiracy thing going on right now, it's lumping you guys together. I never have done that, and I have voiced my opinion that you guys are separate players in this game. I understand coming into a triple and that sort of thing, you wouldn't be seen that way, but I have to, like, I swear to God, it's not my intention to have either of you out of this game for separate reasons, and then obviously together it makes sense. I don't want you guys to go home. Like, Olivia was downstairs, like, contemplating all these things, and I was part of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that that makes me against anyone. It's just I have been an individual this entire time. And even talking during the double, it was like I felt like with you guys, like, fuck, like I feel like, especially you and I, were maybe on the edge of that whole thing. So I have separate relationships with separate people for sure. I'm not part of any spearheaded campaign. I'm not part of any alliances like that are trying to go at you guys. I know what it looks like, and I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, it's just like at this point it almost feels like there's Derek and I and every single person in the house. Because like even the people that I really want to put up, that are literally probably gunning for me the most, is like, it's almost we're literally both being like, who's going to win the triple first, you or me, and then the next one's going.
No, I get it. I understand where you're coming from.
Like, if I could put Allie and Liv on the block right now, this would be the easiest week in the world.
I understand.
But I can't, because will automatically go home in the triple.
But if I'm not going for you guys in the triple, why do you want me gone?
It's just, it's the trust thing. I feel like that we haven't built trust at all, besides the superficial basis
I don't feel
that we've only covered.
I don't feel like it's
for me,
superficial.
just for me, you know, separate from you two guys, the only time that you've ever really approached me ever to talk game is when you've been worried about something. When you were on the block and you were worried, when you had a conversation with Kaela. Because at first I was like, oh, everyone's going to come talk to Kaela and they're all going to come and talk to me. There's only a few people that came and talked to me that were very worried, and you were one of them. So anytime you ever approached me to talk game has always been what seems like it's out of a worried desperation mode instead of
I really am
just
sorry
being
that
like,
it came across
hey,
that way.
this is kind of what it's like. So just trying to view all these things
I don't
and
even
take
know if
it
I
for
necessarily
kind of what it is. I know we haven't really even, I mean, we've talked personally and all that kind of stuff, and we've had, you know, some game talk and that kind of stuff. And I feel like, you know, there is some times where there's been some truthfulness, and you did say, hey,
there has only been truthfulness.
And this, you did say, hey, yeah, you know, I'm going to vote Ryan this week, and I'm going to be upfront with you, and then whatever you want to do next week is what I'll do. But that seemed very easy for you to say, this is what I'm doing because I know everyone else is doing it.
It's not the case,
so
guys.
it was easy
it's
for me to be
case.
truthful.
It's not the case. I don't know what else to say. I swear to God. That's not...
It's just, I'm very much like, I think I've proven in this game that I do what I say I'm gonna do.
Same.
And it's just like, I feel like there's some people in this house that literally they're just trying to do where they will not look the most hated on or the worst at. And like,
are there points go along with what I'm saying? And I totally get how that comes out of a desperation standpoint. I understand. Unfortunately, this game, it has been a little bit of a treading water situation for me personally. I swear to God, this is not, like, the intention is completely wrong and really stressful that it's come across this way.
It's just almost just like in like an analogy way, it's almost just like we like in school, me and you have like, we're in an intro class together, and a lot of other people are in like third year with me, where they're literally have talked game with me up until this point, you know, even talking targets or mutual things, and then you were just like, it's always the checking in and making sure everything's all right, and then not giving me really anything to work with other than I feel really good with you, and up until this point, and then this week it's just like, just so you know, Maddy is like, Maddy's number one target in this house.
That's super stressful. I'm sorry, guys.
But it's like hard to believe that only in the census that we don't have a foundation built.
We've talked game, but it's been complete surface level.
It's stressful because maybe this is the relationship that I am at with everyone, and maybe that's why this is happening right now. Because playing like this a lot of the time, and then going again to people that I feel like I value the way they play, the way they think about things, for reassurance, and also just for like a flip-flop of how do you feel, how do I feel, like to reassure myself that maybe I'm thinking on something that makes sense with people that I feel like makes sense. To take me out of this game is, in my opinion, just so short-sighted. It really is, guys.
And it just sucks because like when you were on the block, I was like, no, we're keeping Maddy, like Maddy's good, like Maddy's on our side, like everything.
Kaela?
It's just the fact that like when it comes to even like options to put on the block right now, I wish I could put up some of the people I really friggin' want to put up. You have no idea. But like when it comes to the fact that I have to wait at least 2 more weeks before I can do that, in order to ensure myself going forward, I'm left with a very small pool of people where I'm literally like, who would actually have my back in a situation, and who won't follow the house, because the house is not going to be on my side when it comes to the point I'm on the block.
Not on our side.
Not on our side right now.
As of Thursday, we were not on the house's side.
I'm not gunning for you guys. I know what you heard. I know where it came from, and if it's pre this, then I don't know. People ask me, did Ryan say that he's gunning for Kaela and Derek? And I said yes. That's what I said.
And it was a very much that like, yes, that was mentioned, but it was more than one person came to me with the exact same story. I don't know if they're collaborating with each other to say this, but that Maddy's literally spearheading people, telling everyone in your guys' little group to literally be like, if you win HOH, make sure you put Derek and Kaela on the block. Make sure you put Derek and Kaela on the block. Telling Ryan that the only way he's going to stay in this game is if he says that he's going after Derek and Kaela, because if not, no one's keeping him in this game.
Do you think this is just some mastermind plan of Ryan then? Switching his targets and doing this?
It seems...
What could it possibly be if multiple people are saying the same thing?
Exactly.
Is what we're trying to figure out.
I'm trying not to get overwhelmed because it seems very direct, and I don't know what I would have done or said to make it that way.
Yeah, you weren't the only one included. It was you and a sidekick.
There's no sidekick.
No, but...
Like, who is picking like, I know that last week people were going around saying that me and Johnny had a final 2. Like, I'm not a final 2 with anybody. I'm not in anything. I felt secure with 2 people in the HOH competition. I'm pretty sure you guys can guess who those people were. And if those are the people going on and saying this, that I don't know what I've done to make it different, I wish I would have stayed for 5 more minutes to race you for that free week. Because I really, really don't think that this is anything that I've tried to make happen, anything that I wanted to happen, which is why I'm trying to not get overwhelmed. I feel like if you guys feel like you're at intro level, a lot of people do feel like they're at intro level, and maybe that's what the issue is here.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, I just don't feel secure enough with you game-wise that like what you're saying is at like a trusting level, because we haven't had anything to prove to each other, and like I feel like I would have proved to you if you were on that block, like I was keeping you, like that would have been enough proof, but like you came
in the double eviction, Kaela. Both of us were in a similar ship in that one, and I understand that the relationships are a little bit different between Ali and Liv, who are essentially in charge of that double eviction. I get it, and when we looked at each other and you're eating the apple and all that stuff, I was like, girl, like I'm so glad that both of us made it through.
We literally looked at each other and it was like, I thought Derek and I were going home, but I literally was like, if you don't put us on the block right now, I will win the next HOH and I will not put you on the block.
Okay, well then give me something like that. Give me an option to prove myself to you guys. Right now I know that you've got a lot of things coming at you, which I would like to prove untrue, and I would like to
I just don't understand why is everyone saying it's you. Why are they all agreeing it's you?
It's not true. It's not true.
But it's only hard to believe just because we don't have any game at all besides saying we're good with each other.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. I see.
And like that's almost where I wish that like maybe like we checked in more with each other or talked actual game or actually talked strategy or talked anything in the future other than saying like I feel good with you, I feel good with you too. It's almost like that's exactly what every single person was doing week 1 and 2 where like everyone is friends with each other, and that's where I feel like we have never moved past that point, and I was never like in the mindset to like ever put you up. Like I want Allie and Liv out of this house very much, and it's just like if I could do that right now, I would.
I understand.
But I can't.
I understand. What can we do from this point moving forward, regardless if you decide to put me on the block, that I can make a difference in this?
I don't even know.
I mean, I guess it'll obviously start with talking some game that's below surface level.
Yeah, because it's just like...
things that, moving forward, as you know, we feel like it's basically us against the house.
Well, that's how I feel right now if people are saying this about me. That puts us in a boat together.
Yeah.
It does put us in a boat together.
And I know we've been targets since day one. Like, it's literally we're the talk of the week every week.
And I've said this to you guys for weeks and weeks. The fact that you are straightforward makes me want to come to you if I'm feeling nervous. Makes me want to come to you to level with you guys and say, I feel good. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The whole house is coming up against this.
But you have come to us, but only to say, just so you know, we're still good, but you haven't come to us with anything else, ever.
Okay.
Especially in a situation where if you are coming to us...
I shouldn't have been so hesitant and tentative. I understand.
It just feels like like this is where my head's at about this week, and we've never talked about nominees on the block before, we never talked about other people before, and it's just like it's always just the check-in being like, are we cool? Okay, we're cool. So like when it comes to a very small pool of people, I wouldn't be putting you on the block right now if it wasn't for the fact that you're the one that I just don't have enough built with out of the small people that I have a choice to put on.
Well, if you guys want me to go home, I can't, like, obviously that's what's going on right now. I have a hard time not seeing it the other way. If there is a group of people coming in and twisting around whatever happened last week, because they are twisting around whatever happened last week, I promise that is what they're doing. We are in the same boat right now. And if you guys are here and I'm here, I see where you're coming from with Allie and Liv, and I totally understand why you're not putting them on the block. It wouldn't make sense. I am in the same boat. Whether or not I sit on that chair or whether or not I sit here with you guys further this week and talk about what has happened here, we are in the same boat right now. And you need more than just 2 people to be safe through that triple eviction, guys. Please don't do it like this. That's all I can say. Okay?
Yeah.
If I am going on the block, are you willing to tell me who I'm going up with?
I haven't talked to that person, so not yet.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're in the same boat, guys.
Okay.
This is what I said to you after I spoke to you this morning. This is all news.
Yeah.
And since it's news, I sit there like very much independent as I felt throughout this whole time.
And honestly, there's a whole entire week left, and there is a veto, and I am very open to depending on what information, like, because this is literally day 1 of me talking to people, and it's like everyone's spilling all this stuff out to me. Like, because I was gung-ho to get Ryan out this week, and you know how much I was.
So was I, Kaela.
But it was for the fact that everyone was so solid and wanted to keep him last week. Why would I get him out? I was like, because I feel if I put Ryan on the block, he wouldn't go home.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And I don't want to
He would go home, Kaela.
I feel like he won't, because people want to keep him in this game.
Okay. I do, and that is like a difference in perspective. I said even in the bathroom, if you put him up, you have my full support. Obviously now, because something has been twisted around from how last week went.
But like Ryan was on the block last week. He could have gone home last week, and I wanted him to go home. And the fact that nobody was on my side to get him home,
I'm with you.
Those are my options.
I totally understand what you're coming from.
Because I was like, if you want to keep someone in this house that's going after me, I was like, that's almost just like, I know you're not on my side enough.
I did not spearhead a campaign, guys. People talked about getting you out, and I even said,
no.
I said, next week I want Ryan out, and after that, we can figure this shit out.
And this is a long week. Like, I'm very much like, if the veto was used, I can pretty much put Ryan up. I have no problem about doing that.
Let me win a veto and show you guys that, but not from the block, guys. This doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. You're looking at a person with no allies in this house, clearly going. If you need to replace me and put me up after we have 3 days of conversations, let that be what it is. If I can't bring it to you guys in 3 days, this is overwhelmingly a shitty situation, and I know that you guys know what that feels like.
We literally, how you feel right now is exactly how we felt for 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Because we're literally the #1 person that everyone talks about, and the HOH tells us that.
Yes.
You're literally like, you're the nobody has talked more about anyone in this whole entire house except you. And then I'm literally like, good to know. When people aren't talking about me, I'm like, oh, how come people aren't talking about me today? Like, it's just
I didn't
like,
think people were talking about me, and apparently I am. Give me Televeto then. We can have conversations in Televeto. Because right now I don't give a fuck, to tell the truth. But until I'm not sitting on that block, I have a hard time accepting it. Don't put me on the block, guys. Give me Televeto. We'll talk. That's all I can give.
Okay.
Will you let me know pre-ceremony if I'm going up?
Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Let me give you a hug.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
It's never going to be at a not hug level.
I know.
But that's not what I came here for, not to hug. Give me Televeto, guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.